Some people are so painfully difficult to communicate with. It's like, I know they don't have any courses or anything on communication, but I feel like most people should know, like when you're like trying to have a conversation, in most cases, one-word answers don't really get you anywhere. It's almost as bad as the thumbs up.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community wherever you may be listening. This show is a bunch of little snippets. So if you guys aren't quite familiar with us on social media, that's what we do. We're all over social media. We're a parent. We do lives, we do reels, we do stories, we do posts. We've been doing that for years. That's kind of how we have grown our business, fortunately. And reels is kind of the thing right now. Everyone's doing reels, so we got to do reels too. So obviously how social media works, they push the algorithms to do the kind of things that they want you to do for whatever reason. I think honestly, TikTok's blowing up. So everyone's kind of copying TikTok at the moment. We are on TikTok. That's just at Drew Tadia. You can find us at facebook.com/trueformlife and Instagram at Drew Tadia. We're all over. So for now, what we've done is we've put together 30 to 60 second clips. We grabbed them from social media and we threw them together in a show. I think they're pretty good clips. You may disagree, but I thought, why not throw those together in a show, podcast, audio format only, so you guys could listen. So you're going to hear a bunch of different clips and there'll be splitters in between, so you'll know that there's different topics. But my take on random topics that are going on, not just health and wellness, but around the world as well, because some things just don't make sense. At any rate, sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
If I didn't want to be successful in a fitness program, here's 3 things that I would do. I would not be consistent with anything that I do. I just bounce around from different things, different coaches, different programs. That's number 1, not be consistent. Number 2 is I wouldn't reach out for help. Someone that knows what they're doing, has a proven track record, has helped other people in the same regard. I would not reach out. I would try to do it all on my own. And the last thing is I wouldn't follow any type of nutrition program. I would say I'm fasting when I'm missing meals. I would eat whatever I want, and then I would say it's the 80-20 rule, and I would come up with excuses every chance I got. So 3 things that I would do if I did not want to be successful on a fitness program or reaching my health goals. One of the hardest things to do as someone that's new to interviews, maybe I should tell you, those that don't know, I've been hosting Exploring Mind and Body for over 10 years. I have over 500 shows recorded. I've been doing this for a while. And the hardest thing for new interviewees is not ramble. I know it's difficult, but it's not good for anyone. People are excited. They got a new book or they got a new product. They want to share it with the world and they want to have a great interview. But because they're so nervous, they just ramble and talk and talk and talk. They don't really end up saying anything. If you let the guest or if you let the host ask good questions, that'll make the interview sound so much better. So those of you that are going to be guesting on more shows, more podcasts, could be TV, could be radio, let the host ask questions and you'll be much better off because of it. You can assume no one sees your posts. I'm giving you full permission. And here's why. Sometimes I talk to business owners or entrepreneurs and they say, I'm having trouble finding new customers. I'm having trouble getting traction. What am I doing wrong? And I say, how much are you posting? And they're like, a couple times a day. I said, well, on how many different platforms? Just one platform. And I say, so you're not really posting at all? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm posting twice a day. Here's what we do on Facebook alone. We post twice on our business page. 3 reels go up on my personal page. We have 2 different groups. 2 posts go up on each group, and we post every 2 to 3 hours on stories. That's a lot of content, and I still get people that say, I had no idea you had that. And it's perfectly fine. I don't have any issues around that. I'm not angry or upset. I know how much information is out there, but that's why we have to continually post. And if the people unfollow you or say, oh, you're posting too much, they're probably not your customers anymore. So yesterday I was dealing with a bit of post-goal depression, which is what I want to talk about here. It's a real thing. A lot of people, like, you can look at a big run, for example, or a big event. The next day you're flat because you're exhausted, but also that everything you've been working toward is over, and you're kind of like flat. And like, what do I do now? Which is why when you're setting goals, you have to set big goals and break them up, or once you have a big goal, you set an even bigger goal to work towards, but probably for a different conversation. But I don't deal with a lot of depression, fortunately, for different reasons. I know a lot of people do for different reasons, but it kind of happens to everyone, especially in a situation like this. I was pushing myself to the limit. I've never worked harder or longer on a project this intense. And the results or the return was more than worth it. It was absolutely amazing. But just wanted to mention that it's a real thing, and we all deal with it. Now it's time to pick ourselves back up and get in the game, because there's a lot of work to do before this challenge actually starts. I want to talk about self-sabotage here for a moment, because it affects every single one of us. We all deal with it in different parts of our lives. That could be relationships, it could be finance, it could be health and wellness. We've been in the fitness and nutrition world for over 10 years now, and I can think of about a half a dozen specific cases where people have done a complete 180. The problem, once they start to see results, in self-sabotage. The problem is we don't picture what success looks like for us. So when it comes to us, we have no idea how to deal with it, and it's much easier to revert back to our old lifestyle. Picture this for a second. You're always the victim. You're always complaining. You're always going to appointments to fix this and that. That is your identity. Once that's removed, once you're healthy, once you're feeling great, once you're in a better mood, once you're positive, you have a brand new identity. And if you don't know how to deal with that, you're going to self-sabotage. So the best thing that you can do is figure out what success looks like for you and work towards that. So when it comes, you know exactly what it looks like. Coffee is an appetite suppressant. I know. Everyone gets all upset when I talk about your beloved coffee, but stay with me here. You can still have your coffee. You can still have your cake and eat it too. My point here is that when I sit across from someone that's looking to increase their metabolism, they're trying to burn body fat, they don't necessarily have breakfast on a regular basis, that's where we start from the very beginning. And a lot of people will sit across from me drinking their coffee, and they'll say, I don't really feel like eating in the morning. And then I look at their coffee. Then I look at them. But most people don't know. In most cases, when you're drinking coffee throughout the day, it's suppressing your appetite, which means you don't feel like eating. So if you must have your morning coffee, and in the past I've listed many reasons why you may not want to have a morning coffee, at the very least have your breakfast before your coffee. And that will prevent your coffee from suppressing your appetite. There's nothing wrong with being sore after a workout. We don't teach that you should go and be thrown up after a workout. That's not our thing. But you should be sore if you're starting a new workout program, if you're changing your workouts up, if you're doing different exercises. It's a good thing to be sore. It creates growth. It's called something that you want to continue to do is change up your workouts to create muscle confusion, which it creates sore muscles. So that's a good thing. If you're never sore, you're not changing out your workouts enough, you may not be working out hard enough or long enough. Now, there's a lot of different stipulations there. Things that you can do to decrease your soreness is do a light cardio day, go for a walk, jump on a treadmill, flush out that lactic acid. You can take a hot detoxing mag flake bath. You can use magnesium topically or orally. And you can also eat food. Food heals your body, so supplement properly and eat food. It's extraordinary to be reliable. Just think about that. How often do you have friends, family, clients cancel on a regular basis? They say they're going to show up to an appointment. They don't. Party, meeting, filled with cancellation. So to stand out, be reliable. Be someone that people can count on. If you say you're going to show up, you show up every single time. You'll stand out. You'll be a better parent. You'll be a better father, mother, a better friend. You'd be a better business individual. If people can count on you to show up when you say you're going to show up, that's extraordinary. These are our very own dog treats. I know, it sounds odd, right? Like, what are we doing with dog treats? We used to sell supplements, but I'm a dog lover, to be honest with you. And I feel it's really difficult for me to read the ingredients on dog treats, dog food, and know how much I love dogs and to see the horrible toxins that we feed our dogs, which ultimately affect their health. So we have very simple ingredients in our dog treats. We have our CTP, which is quinoa and hemp seeds. Two very simple ingredients. We also have peanut butter in here, and we have pumpkin. The pumpkin is binding. Also has its own health benefits, but these taste fantastic. You probably don't want to eat them, even though they're all human grade food, but your dogs are going to absolutely love these. And they are clean ingredients you can trust, which is so important, not just for us, but for our favorite family dogs as well. We deal with rejection on a regular basis. I don't mean we, I mean we as a society, like reaction. Rejection is part of life. Like, we have to deal with it. I feel like it might be a bit more challenging for entrepreneurs. We deal with rejection on a different level constantly. Like, you could think of that as success and failure, like continually failing. So we get to celebrate a little bit of success and have a whole lot of failure. You invite people to a party or to a gathering and they, I'm too busy. You hear from people that want to cancel their membership or don't want to use your services anymore. You get people that order and then cancel. So it's challenging, and we have to deal with that on a regular basis, and you have to understand that that's okay and focus on the positives. I think everyone in general deals with failure or rejection on some level. You don't have to be just an entrepreneur, but it's important to focus on the positives instead of dwelling on the negatives or the rejection. Okay, so when someone comes to me and they say, I don't have any energy, can you help me out? I said, yes, of course I can help you out. We look at 3 categories when it comes to people and lack of energy. The first one is activity level. Are you being active? I would like to say work out. If you work out in the morning, you're going to have more energy throughout the day without question. But that also could be walking the dog, getting outside, getting fresh air, moving your body. If you're sitting in front of a desk all day and not even getting up and down, that's going to keep your energy levels down. Number 2 is nutrition plus supplementation. We have to look at what you're putting in your body. Many people are putting low quality foods in their body that are stripping their energy away from them, which includes supplementation. Many times people, I'm supplementing, I'm taking all the vitamins and pills, and I look at the ingredients and they're horribly toxic, which causes energy to be drained from you. And the last one is environment. If your environment is sucking the life out of you, that's another reason why your energy levels are low. I want to talk about expectations and reciprocation. I feel like they should be evenly met. I'll give you a couple examples. The first example is when someone wants you to be somewhere, like, hey, they say, I'm going to show up for this. And then you show up like 2 or 3 minutes late. Like, where are you? You're like agitated. What's happening? I can't find you. I can't see you. But then at the same time, they say they're going to show up for something and they don't show up on time, or they don't show up at all. So I feel like that should be evenly met. Another quick example is when I send someone a message on social media, I may not hear from them for a week or 10 days. Then they finally answer, and then I don't answer them right away. And they're like, hey, I messaged you. Did you get my message? Where are you? And I'm like, it's not resentment. I don't not answer them on purpose. I'm just like, I feel like if you don't answer someone for a week or so, then you probably don't expect someone to get back to you immediately. So I feel like expectations and reciprocation should be evenly met, and that would help out with communication. I'm over here at the greens section. That's our big old bag of spinach. Everyone asks us about greens, like, you have a plant-based diet. Where do you get all your greens from? We eat greens all the time. We have a green smoothie. We also have a green smoothie daily. We have a green salad on a regular basis. And we still take blue-green algae. We take spirulina in the morning, chlorella in the evening, because they have over 40 vitamins and minerals, which will give you more sustenance, more nutrients than just these types of greens, lettuce, spinach, kale, etc. So even though we have a highly plant-based diet, we still supplement with greens, which act more like a multivitamin than greens alone. I couldn't help but do a video here. It's cracking me up. Health corner. All right, we got Little Caesars. We got a pharmacy. We got a vape shop. We got a cannabis shop. We got 7-Eleven. And we got a liquor store. I don't know why that cracks me up, but I think it's pretty funny. Health corner, that's what I'm calling it. How do you know you dislike something until you try it? We get this all the time when we work with someone and we talk about nutrition. Like, oh, you got to try this, maybe try that. Like, what my job is to help people find solutions. But so many people have such a closed mindset that, oh, no, I'll never like that. I just know I won't. Like, how do you know? Or, oh, I tried that before. Like, how long ago did you try it? Like, literally 10, 15 years ago. They've tried something like an avocado, for example, and they're like, I don't think I'm ready to try that again. And I'm like, you're a grown-up, though. I just heard from someone, and I said, try this. And like, no, I'm not going to like it. I'm like, look, just try it. If you don't like it, that's fine. And they gave me this crazy review of like, that's the best I've ever had. That's absolutely amazing. So we got to try things really before we know if we like it. Instead of wasting your time with the scale, which is the least accurate measure of success, to gauge tangible results when you're involved in any type of fitness program or you're looking to see results, take progress pictures. So front, back, side to side. You'll see clear differences that way. And take measurements. That's the best way to see progress pictures. Do that and thank me later. I don't get the whole I'm a texture person. You could just say I'm a picky person, but people don't want to say I'm picky because that's not, I suppose, all that positive, or makes you look like usually kids are picky. They won't eat this or that, but we run into a lot of adults that are just as picky as kids, or even more, because they've had a longer time to figure out what foods they don't want to eat, and then they call themselves a texture person. So we work with people all the time on meal planning, coaching, customized grocery shopping list. So I'll be so of course that helps people improve their energy, improve their digestion. So we might say, try fermented food. We might try spicy food, try an avocado. And then we get all these comments back of, oh, I'm a texture person. And I'm like, you mean you're a picky person? I'm like, no, I just don't like that. So you offer something else, they don't like that. The problem is when you say I don't like that, or you told yourself in your mind you're a texture person, you limit your ability to succeed in that area. I got a few quick tips for those you working trade shows. These tips will increase your sales without question. The first one is post before you go. Post 2 weeks out, 1 week out, 3 days before, the day before, and the day of. Make sure you let people know who you are, what you do, what you're selling, how to find you. It sounds like too many posts, but it's not. Most people aren't going to see all those posts anyways. The next thing you're going to do is incentivize them to come and see you. Tell them to come and take a picture with you, put it on their page, and you'll give them a free blank. That's marketing to them and marketing for you. You can share it after as well. Third thing you can do is stand in front of the table with your free samples. It creates a much more welcoming environment with you being in front of the table, which may feel weird at first, but it's going to help in big ways. Also, you need a reason for them to come to the table, which is why you have free samples. The last thing that you're going to do is make sure you have a draw. Another reason for them to come to the table. You have a draw to enter in their email for a free blank. Then you collect their email address and you can message them afterwards to tell them more about who you are and what you do, especially if they don't buy. It's all in the details, especially if you're expecting the details. So we went away to this beautiful place. First time we got married, customer service was incredible. When you wanted wood for your fire, they came up in within 5 minutes. They checked us in. Everything was perfect. So we went back for our anniversary, and then they didn't bring wood anymore. You had to go get your own wood. It's not a big deal, but it's the details I'm talking about. And then we went back a third time, and it was a bit disappointing. They were supposed to have wine ready for us, and they forgot that. They were supposed to have a little crib thing ready for us. They forgot that. Then they went and charged us accidentally for the wine that was complimentary. So that was on a bill that we had to call. They don't bring the wood anymore. You got to go get your own wood. And then the wood thing was empty. So it almost makes me feel like they're dealing with management issues or someone else bought the place. But at any rate, it's all in the details, which is why we always have to pay attention, especially if you're a business owner, to everything you do. This is our vanilla protein. This is one of our best sellers. This goes absolutely bonkers. This is hard to keep in stock. This product is made so that we source the cleanest ingredients. This has fermented ingredients, so fermented, organic, and or sprouted. It has 25 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs, 0 grams of sugar. This is a protein isolate. You want to use this right after a workout, maybe first thing in the morning to give yourself a boost of protein. It can also help with a little boost of energy as well. This is an isolate, 0 grams of carbohydrates. 2 grams of carbohydrates, 0 grams of sugar. This tastes fantastic. There's no chalky chemical aftertaste after you take this. Throw this in a smoothie or with a smoothie with different fruits and other things you put in your smoothie, or in a shaker cup with milk. Shake it up and go. We all have a limiting mindset in one place or another. In most cases, we can't see it. You don't know what you don't know, right? We can't see it. Someone else has to point it out. Could be a coach or mentor. Could be a friend. For me, I had a limiting mindset that I love to work out in the summer and I really dislike being cold. So why would I possibly work out outside when it's freezing? This doesn't make any sense. My limiting mindset. I changed my mindset. I'm out here. It's minus 20. Crazy Celsius. Crazy to a lot of people. But it's the same thing when it comes to different areas. It could be a relationship, things that you'll never do because of a limiting mindset. It could be finances, the things that you have to do to make $1 million. A lot of people can never comprehend making $1 million until you change your mindset and you can actually do it. And then you figure out it's really not that bad. Managing expectations to avoid or prevent disappointment. So check this out. You go to a restaurant, you have 0 expectations. You've never been there before. And you are taken back by the service. The food is fantastic. Wow. You had 0 expectations. So you were impressed, more easily impressed. Now you want to go back because you had such a great experience. Your expectations are here. And the food isn't so great. And the server didn't really do a great job, especially not as good as last time. So you're disappointed. Maybe in a different situation, maybe meet some friends, some new people. You go out, no expectations. So you have a great conversation. You have a great time. So you're like, hey, let's do that again. You're expecting that to happen again or even better because you're getting to know each other a bit more. You're disappointed if that conversation doesn't go so well. My message is that if you can manage your expectations and not have them continually increase, you'll have less disappointment. You're not able to out-supplement a bad diet. I'm sure you've heard that before. And it's true. The fact of the matter is, if your diet is horrible, supplements aren't going to make a huge difference. And I know we have a supplement business. It's not just supplements though. We teach lifestyle, we teach nutrition, we teach fitness, we teach holistic health. So I feel very confident and comfortable with saying that supplements aren't going to change your world completely. They complement or they help, they aid. By taking supplements alone, it's not going to make as big a difference as it would if you worked on other areas of your life. So if you're not changing your nutrition, if you're eating out, if you're having pizza and hot dogs and those types of things, on a regular basis, those supplements are going to have a very hard time showing you the results you want. So use the supplements as a complement to changing other areas of your life, especially nutrition. Mamas, check this out. If you're buying some little treats for the little ones, these Gerber ones that say organic are the ones you don't want to buy. Second ingredient is cane sugar. Cane sugar, refined sugar is nonsense. Throw that in the garbage or just avoid it altogether. A better choice is these Amara organic smoothie melts. These it's all organic mango, coconut milk, carrot, and lemon juice. That's it. Great ingredients. Check this one out instead. I don't think people necessarily know they treat you bad. When I think about the people that I've moved on from in my life, I highly doubt it. Like, in most cases, people are only consider themselves. They could be considered selfish in not such a positive way. Sometimes I talk about how being selfish is actually a good thing. In this case, when you kind of move on from someone, what you need to do when people treat you poorly or they treat you bad, or like I treat you like a doormat, when you move on from them, I don't think they necessarily know. That's just who they are. They probably treat everyone like that in some way or another, which is unfortunate, and which is why many of the people in their life will eventually leave them, or probably should at some point, until they learn how to treat people properly, which, again, in this situation, they probably treat everyone like that and don't know that they are treating you a certain way, which doesn't mean you shouldn't move on. So natural supplements are much different than pharmaceuticals. Most of us have grown up with the doctor prescribing us something. So you get a pill and then you have an expectation. That's how pharmaceuticals work. So you have a headache and you pop some Advil, the headache goes away, you expect it to go away almost instantly. Your doctor prescribes you antibiotics. Your antibiotics is taken for a set amount of time, and your expectation is the infection is gone when the antibiotics are gone, right? Natural supplements are much different. There's few supplements, let's say activated charcoal, that you would take one off, or you could take one off to see results. Like if you're not, like you're going to wing night or drinking alcohol, that will help protect your digestion and help draw out those toxins, for example. But in most cases, you want to take natural supplements consistently. That's the way to see the best results over time. So we have to manage those expectations to not want to see instant results because we're used to pharmaceuticals, understanding that it's a much different product. If you're working out on a regular basis and you're not seeing the results that you want to see, there's 3 things that you need to look at: frequency, intensity, and time. Frequency is how often that you're working out. So you could be, in most cases, you're probably not working out enough. Small percentage of people that are working out too often, and they're not giving themselves enough recovery time to see results. Intensity is how intense or how difficult your workout is. If your workout is you're just kind of hanging out, you're going there to see friends, you're not really talking through workouts, you're not really working hard, you have to increase your intensity. And then the last one is duration. You may not be working out long enough, or again, the other end of the spectrum is you could be working out too long. I think in most cases, people do work out too long, but if your workouts are too short and not intense enough and not often enough, it's probably why you're not getting the results. Some people are so painfully difficult to communicate with. It's like, I know they don't have any courses or anything on communication, but I feel like most people should know, like when you're like trying to have a conversation, in most cases, one-word answers don't really get you anywhere. It's almost as bad as the thumbs up. You shouldn't be embarrassed about what's in your grocery cart. If you're embarrassed about what's in your grocery cart, you're probably not buying the right things. Every once in a while, we're running into a client or someone we worked with in the past, and they're like, try to hide their grocery cart from us. Here's a quick view of what I got. Of course, I'm not embarrassed, right? And if I wouldn't be doing a video about it. Okay, so we got bananas here, we got blueberries, raspberries, oranges, we got cucumber, bok choy, spinach, and bananas again. Big banana fan. So, at any rate, that's what my grocery cart looks like, and that's probably something that yours should look like too.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening to the show. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different format. If you did enjoy the show, feel free to shoot us a message. You can find us on any social media platform. Let us know that you enjoyed the show, and we'll do some more. And if you didn't really enjoy it, I don't mind hearing that feedback as well. So go ahead and send us a message and tell us that you'd prefer the regular interview or solo show that without so many breaks. Regardless, we're always trying to bring you information that can help around wellness, health, wellness, nutrition, fitness is what we do. So I'm going to leave you with that. Once again, thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.